Yo, what's good, everybody? So, if you know or if you don't know, Drake is dropping an album called ICEMAN, and I thought that I should go over one of the melodies that I made for it. It was soulful. It's more of a soulful kind of vintage piano melody. So we finna hop into this. I'm finna break this down for y'all and how I made it. So I started with this SS vintage piano from Contact, and this is how it sounds. So when making this, I kind of went in with the thought that it should sound like somebody's actually playing the piano. I feel like if your soulful kind of piano melody sound too robotic, it's just not gonna sound that good. So when I make stuff like this, I always put this to none, and that way I can easily strum the notes how I wanted to. And how I made this, I started with the bass notes first, and then I kind of just build off of the bass notes. For effects, I threw a Valhalla Adventures verb on. I threw EQ and just took out a lot of the lows. And then I added this fresh air. Next, I added this string from Labs, and it follows kind of the same chords as the piano. It's just I didn't really strum these too much. Is what it sounds like. And for effects, I just added this EQ, took out a little bit of highs and took out the lows, and then I added the Valhalla Adventures verb. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention when making stuff like this, always play with the velocities. That's how you can get when you're typically using VSTs to make this type of stuff. It'll sound more like human, sound more realistic. Next, I added this bass from Xenology. I got this from one of the guitar basses. What it sound like. Now, when making guitars for these type of samples, you really want to give the bass a lot of movement. So that's like adding stabs in it, adding a lot of variations with your bass. So just keep that in mind when you're adding basses for these type of samples. Next, I got this key sound from Sky Keys. That's a great plugin. They have some great vintage stuff to really go with these type of melodies. And all I did for this was copy the same MIDI as the piano and added it just for extra layer. Is what it sound like. For effects, again, just the EQ and reverb. Next, I got this lead from Sky Keys as well. That's what it sounds like. and that kind of just sits in the background. But I threw for effects, I threw a sketch cassette too on there. I took out down the lows and the highs. I threw a cassette on there and a fruity chorus and turned the fruity chorus down a little bit. I went into the Prince for this one and got this pad sound. This is what it sounds like. And for effects, I got this effects refract and this EQ. I just took the lows down and some of the highs. So for the next part of this melody, I came up with a top piano part, and this is where I feel like you really got to get creative, is when you're doing the top pianos. Again, same techniques as what I said before with the other piano, turning the grid off and just kind of placing them where it sounds the best. But this is what it sounds like. For the next sound, I added this vocal from Nico Bron's kit. I actually took 2 vocals from there and I kind of mixed them together and reversed one of them, and this is what it sounds like. For the next sound, I got this perk loop from Nico Bron's kit as well, and this is what it sounds like. After I got all this arranged, I rendered it out, pitched it down 1, and that's how I got this melody right here. So that's how I made that melody for ICEMAN right there. Let me know if y'all think Drake will hop on that. Another thing too that I always kind of forget in my videos for some reason is the BPM. I feel like for soulful type of stuff, you want to stay around that 85 to 110 to 112 BPM range. But yeah, man, that's the end of the video, man. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next video.